Man, what's up everybody? You already know who it is. It's White Boy Rick. We back at it again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be speaking on a Jacksonville attorney who was just arrested and who's facing multiple charges of molestation. Let's jump into it. Jacksonville Beach, Florida. A high-ranking official with the city of Jacksonville Beach has been arrested. Chris Ambrosio, 48, who is the appointed attorney for the city of Jacksonville Beach, was taken into custody Wednesday on 2 molestation-related charges, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office jail records. JSO says their investigation began after receiving reports from the Department of Children and Families and the Atlantic Beach Police Department dating back to February that detailed sexual abuse claims at the hands of Ambrosio against a teenage victim. Investigators say Ambrosio maintained a close friendship with the teenage victim's family and had been alone with the victim on several occasions prior to the reported incident. On February 19th, Ambrosio texted the victim asking if they would like to have a sleepover. He said they would go to the gym, eat pizza, and make plans to go to Disney World at a later date. After being dropped off in the Jax Beach Whole Foods parking lot by her family, investigators say Ambrosio took the victim to Publix, where he purchased White Claws and Smirnoff. Around 10:50 p.m. that night, investigators say the victim contacted her mother asking to be picked up after a string of sexual advances by Ambrosio. Many of the details of the incident have been redacted from the arrest report. Ambrosio was confronted by a family member of the victim at his home, who later contacted Atlantic Beach Police. City officials say they are aware of Ambrosio's arrest and will be holding a meeting Thursday evening to discuss the matter. Ambrosio is acting attorney to all city departments, including Beaches Energy, and serves as a general counsel to the city council and boards. He is charged with lewd, lascivious molestation on a victim older than 12 but younger than 16, and contributing to child delinquency. He is reportedly not eligible for bond. Alright y'all, let's jump right into this one. So, we got a pretty horrific story right here. We have someone, an attorney, who was put in the position of power and ended up using that power in the most filthy and despicable way possible, right? And I believe what I took from this is, what this situation is here, is it's really a lack of understanding and a lack of awareness. And I'm gonna break that down and we gonna get into all that. So what I mean by that is, by lack of understanding or awareness, what it is that child was lacking in understanding predatorial behavior, right? And that's not the child's fault, and that's not necessarily the family's fault. Now, it is something that can be taught to keep your eye out for, and to keep your head on a swivel, and to kind of look for certain things, but in no way is it the child's fault or the family's fault. I want to make that very clear before I get into it. But essentially what I'm trying to get at is, at any given time, place, or age, which is very sad to say, but yes, at any given age, you need to be extremely aware, especially this day and age. You need to be aware of what's going on around you, who's around you, what type of people they are, and you need to keep your eye out for predatory behavior. And what that means is, like, the dude's attorney. So off rip, you're gonna automatically assume he's a good dude, he's a solid dude, he ain't up to no shiesty shit. Worst case scenario, he's helping people who did break the law get off with a little loophole, right? That's just what an attorney does. But the issue is, this guy was a predator. Now, he had a previous relationship with the family. In an article, it said that everything got discovered first through the Department of Family Services. Now, it didn't say how the attorney and the family had a previous relationship, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, what I'm assuming is that they had some sort of relationship through the Department of Family Services, right? So they have this relationship, everything's totally fine. He keeps the relationship. Now at first, it kind of sounds all right, because if you have an attorney who helped your family through a sticky situation. Of course, you kind of want to stay in tune with that dude, and you want to keep a good relationship with him just in case anything happens in the future. That's completely normal. That's something I would do if I had to use an attorney and he was solid. I would keep in contact with him just in case. The issue is, though, he pursued the relationship, which again, at first is no big deal. I want to stay in touch with the family. I helped y'all out. Y'all good people. I want to keep fucking with you. But he didn't keep contact with the parents and everything most. He was dealing with the daughter, right? And this is where I'm leading into the lack of awareness and lack of understanding predatorial behavior. As soon as he asked her to hang out with him, to come have a sleepover, anything along those lines, that's a major red flag, right? Obviously, the child wasn't aware of that, though, or else it would have dinged in her head like, yo, why is this attorney trying to get me to have a sleepover? That shit is weird, right? So naturally, she didn't think because he's an attorney that he's anything to worry about. But that's predatorial behavior in your face, covered up with the mask, right? So you have to be aware that people put on fronts. People are manipulators. People will manipulate whatever situation they're in to get what they want out of it. And you have someone who's in a high seat of power, a high-ranking attorney, flipping the script, taking this girl on a sleepover to go get alcohol, to kick it at his house, to make sexual advances, because she wasn't aware of what was going on until she was in the middle of it. And then she did the right thing. She called her family and they pressed the issue about it. But also, it's a good point is that she was 16-ish. That's around the age where you don't want your parents involved in everything that you're doing. She may have even known it was kind of a red flag, but it didn't really bother her because she's on her path, right? She's a teenager. She's doing her own thing. She's going to learn how she's going to learn. A lot of kids don't take every single thing to their parents for advice or for help. And that's not necessarily the parents' fault, not necessarily the kids' fault. For me, it's a learning lesson for when I have children. I want to reiterate the importance of them feeling comfortable to bring anything my way. I want my children to be able to bring any weird, awkward, uncomfortable, dangerous, anything, any situation my way, so I can give them the wisdom I've had throughout my years to help with their years. And that's really what it was, is I just don't think she understood the risk that was involved, because he is such a good manipulator, and that you have to catch that predatorial behavior before it turns into anything. Because again, she got away in time, but the fact that he got her over to his house and took her to go get beer and shit, that's huge and extremely dangerous. So the lesson I'm trying to get y'all to hear me out on, and what I personally learned, is it doesn't matter who you're dealing with, what position of power in there, whether it's a friend, a coworker, a boss, an attorney, police officer, anyone. You have to be able to read people by everything they do, every movement they make, every word they say. You have to be able to dissect them and really try and find out what their true intentions are. Because again, this could have turned out way worse, and we're lucky that it only got as far as it did. But had there been a better understanding of what type of people are out there and what could potentially go down, this could have possibly been avoided. So again, it's not her fault. It's not the parents' fault. They're not bad parents. They didn't do anything like that. It's just really make sure you guys, as individuals, as adults, and who have children, are teaching your children and showing them and yourselves the reality of the world we live in. There's predators all around. There's criminals, murderers. There's all sorts of people you don't want to be involved with all around you, and we can't necessarily avoid them, but we can peep game before we get into situations and hopefully avoid those situations. But hey, that's my takeaway. That's what I personally learned from this lesson. That's what I'm gonna keep with me for when I have children and try and pass that on. You feel me? But hey, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you turn the notification bell on so you can see it first. If you want to support the channel, make sure you click the links in the description below. Also, make sure you share it to everybody you know so we can keep this page growing, you feel me? But as always, it's White Boy Rick. Till next time.